Hey guys, thank you for checking out our video today. My name's Sean Elders and this is Pinnacle Combat Arts. Like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell so you can be notified every time we get a new video. Today we're going to be working on double stick and Contra Sumbrada. Let's get started. Okay, so Contra Sumbrada with double stick. Couple things that a lot of people struggle with double stick and Contra Sumbrada is trying to keep track of wherever the other hand is. A lot of people, they like to do, they're fine with single stick, but as soon as you get into double stick, they get real tangled up and confused. And so I have been teaching martial art, teaching Filipino martial arts for a long time, so I can give you and guide you and give you some basic things that can help you to stay on task when you're doing your Contra Sumbrada, when we're doing double stick. And one of the biggest things is this. When my left hand is a checking hand, if I only had one stick, my hand would just be the one that would check the other hand. In this case, we have another weapon. So when we have a weapon in our hand, we can use it for two different things. We can use it as a weapon, and we can use it as a checking weapon, okay, or checking hand. The checking hand ideally is to cut the other hand that they're holding the weapon. That helps. But the idea is that you need to be able to keep track of this and not get this all tangled up. So how do we do that? Well, I have a basic method to keep from getting too tangled up. I tell my students when they get started to put their weapon against their body like this. So for instance, when they do the roof, we do the number 1, okay? My stick is in this position. Then I can check, and then I bring it back to that position and I go to a number 1. I go to a drop stick and I check the hand again. When I go back to switch my feet and I do a number 1, I bring the checking stick back to the position. I do my inside deflection, I check the weapon, and I bring it right back when I do the attack. Then we go back to the roof. I check the hand and I come around and do the number 1. I switch my feet and I go to a drop stick. I go back to the number 1 and switch my feet and do it back over again. Always bringing my hand back to position here for each movement. Okay, and that's what helps keep it in place. Now with your partner, when you do the number 1, ideally you're smashing the hand, okay, when it's a real attacker. But in this case, you're just going to check in on the weapon, okay? So as soon as I do the number 1, my weapon goes to my body. He does the inside deflection, okay? And look, my weapon's back to my body. When he goes to attack me at this low line, I go straight to a drop stick, and this hand can check or it can thrust to the body or strike it anywhere I want it to be. I come back to position and go to the next position, and I'm going here, boom, there's my position. I go right back to this here, okay? The other part of this that's so great is that this hand is able to always defend if I need to, okay? So when I'm at roof, then I'm always ready to deal with an attack. I switch my feet and he gives me the number 4. Oh no, he gives me a number 1. And I go to this position, I check. Now this other hand goes in and it can hit the hand or check, or it can thrust to the body, whatever you want it to do. But the idea is that hand's available. I go to the next one, yep, and we go. So I'm going back and forth, yep, just like this, going back and forth, okay? So that's with the standard, the first one, that's for the drop stick. Then you have what they call the outside low wing. See this, and you go here and check. So when we go number 1, I go 1, 2, and notice my stick this time swings this way. And then I check. I go back, and he does it. Outside low wing. 1, 2, 3, and then outside low wing. So notice how my weapon is always going back. Just like that. Okay? So that's for the low side. Then if I went up high, instead of doing a number 4 to the body, I go up high to the head. This is when we do the shield or the outside deflection, which we covered in a previous video. So when he gives me a number 1 and I check here and I check again, now let's talk about that passing thing we were talking about. I bring my stick inside here, I pass it, and then I go to here. See that? Gives me number 1. And I go to the other side, always bringing this hand back. It gives me a 2. Boom. See that? I'm going to do a shield. Roof, I bring it back. Now when I come to this checking hand, I can check hand to this position, okay? But what I want to do is if I want to go here and make him do the shield, I have to make him go that way. See that? See how what I did with the other hand? And I go back to position, okay? So what we do with this rear hand is very important. We can redirect and set up different attacks. We can create fakes. We can create things where you're confusing your opponent. All those things can be done inside of that. So one of the things we were doing earlier, a couple videos ago, is we were talking about sectoring. So I would use my hand to pass, right? But you can also use your weapon to pass, like this. So there's your outside deflection. And then if I want to push his hand down and create a line there to make him do the shield or get the opening. And ideally, when you're fighting somebody, you're trying to create another opening. But it also teaches them how to feel the energy and figure out how am I going to deal with this attack when I'm being forced my hands to go one direction or another. Okay, and this is very important. So we're in our position. Okay, give me that too. Yep. Okay, and so when I'm coming in here, we can do the outside deflection. Okay, or we can do the shield. Okay, and the shield done with the double stick looks like this. See, this one goes across and the other one goes up. I always say it's like doing a bicep curl, okay? And this one's going across, just like that, and they meet each other. Cruzada, you know, the cross. So we go across like this. Then the other one is what we call an outside deflection. Boom, just like this. One comes out, engages the attack. The other one retracts as the other one engages, okay? And that's how they're done. And so going back to a previous video, we can practice going here, passing, just like that. So we're in here, I push down, and then I create the line right there. I go here, or I pass it, just like that. Learning these sectors, learning where to put this left hand is super important, okay? First, you learn where to put the hand, and then you learn all the different variations of what can take place when I come in here. Right? For instance, I can go into this sector, what we called sector 4, and pass that weapon, and that creates that line of attack right there. When we're coming to this position, I can push down on the weapon like that. See? This is probably the easiest way when you're doing double stick to push it down and then create that line, but you can also do it on the number 1 sector as well, just like that. So those two aspects, and then practicing getting this down right here, where we're doing Sumbrada, and we're always bringing that hand back, just like that. So those sectors and positions are very important, okay? I hope that helps. I'll see you next time. Go to our website, pinnaclecombatarts.com. There you can find out more about what I do and the classes that I provide. Thank you guys so much for your support, and have a great day.